best viewing podcast in Guts is this one.
सबसे लंबा चला मेरा ये पॉडकास्ट
Really?
या कंटेंट ही नहीं मिल रहा बेचारों को बीटीएस बनाते रह जाए
क्या था question? Answer.
यार मेरे को क्या मालूम ये मेरे को क्या मालूम व्हाट आर वी लुकिंग फॉर मोटिवेशन स्लिप ऑफ टंग नहीं होता इसका टंग ऑफ स्लिप हो जाता डोंट लिमिट द क्रॉस फॉल्स आई सेड फर्स्ट
She's cheating, yaar.
क्या कर रही है व्हाई यू बेल्चिंग इन
What the hell? Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Guts, the IAC podcast. And I'm your host, Shagun Arya, here with another interesting episode. So, today we have with us Prerna, who's one of our best nutritionists. And what are we going to talk about today, Prerna? Mental health. Yes, because we have our screwed. Woo! Just kidding, guys. We are optimally healthy. I don't think we
But-
can be that honest here.
Yeah. It's brutal. So, any which ways, Prerna, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi everyone, I'm Prerna. I've been working at iThrive for about a year and a half as a functional nutritionist. I'm also part of the faculty at IARC. I take the entire module on gut health, and I also teach a bit about nervous system, which is why I think I'm here today.
We make people nervous, but that's okay. Yes.
Our job.
So we're going to talk about mental health today, right? And see, for a long time, it's been a highly demonized word. So we've had people not talk about it, especially in the earlier days. And now I think it's become more relevant topic and people have become more understanding about it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Why do you think that conversation has shifted? How has it happened that everybody is now okay with conversing about it?
I think with mental health now, I think everyone's realizing how much it's impacting our life, how much it's playing such a big role in how we are showing up in our daily life with other people at our jobs. So people are sort of more open to talking about it, and I'm very glad that we're also digging deep because it's crucial. It's such a big part of if we can show up as our best selves and if our lives that we're living are most fulfilling or not. So yeah, I'm quite excited to be talking about this today.
I agree, and I think I've heard a lot of conversation around this topic, right? And I think a lot of people have spoken about the most relevant factors when it comes to mental health. But for you, what can be the most surprising factors when it comes to mental health getting affected?
So I think before that, talking about what is stress is important in terms of chronic stress because that has a lot of factors that will come into play. So stress is basically your body's natural response to any kind of perceived threat. Now, this could be you having to run away from like a bear chasing you. But if this shows up in your daily life, in a normal work day for you, that's what's called chronic stress. Now, this will show up because of like a variety of factors. It could be as simple as sort of the environment you're working in, the people that you're exposed to. It could be the food that you're
The people
eating.
that are exposed to like the viruses or something. Make it less morbid.
I've meant like the people that you're around, your friends, your family, they impact such a big part of our mental health. So that if you're getting good quality sleep, along with that, like many other factors, if you're exposed to a lot of medications throughout your life, there's so many factors that we don't consider on a day-to-day basis that will play a role in how you feel mentally. And now that could be in terms of your emotions, it could be how you can cognitively perform at health, how your physical health also is. So it has a lot of connotations that have to be taken into account here.
So I like the fact that you spoke about all the environmental factors that can impact mental health because see, a lot of times when people also come to us, I've noticed that they all talk about their physical symptoms, right? Acidity हो रही है, gut खराब हो चुका है, ये वो, but nobody really talks about what is going on at their cognitive level as well, right? So maybe the mental health is also taking a toss, and anybody who's feeling sick, I'm pretty sure their mental health also gets impacted. Right.
100%.
And we're going to talk about this, like what can be the different connections between your mental health and the other systems of the body. But tell me this, what can actually be the impact that food and supplements and a good lifestyle can have on your mental health?
When we talk about chronic stress, it's talking about your adrenals that are producing extra amounts of cortisol, which is called as a stress hormone.
You have to break down the adrenal setup for the people who might just not know about it.
I'll come to that. So your adrenals are this gland that are above your kidneys, and they're responsible for producing your stress hormone. Now, if you've been under chronic stress, it could be some emotional trauma, it could be a physical sickness that you've been having, any of the sorts. your body and your adrenals release extra amounts of this cortisol. Now, it's called as the fight or the flight response that is elicited by your sympathetic nervous system. All right, the nervous system that's meant to be able to protect you all the time. Now, when this is happening, the extra amount of cortisol can lead to a lot of inflammation in the body because it's a mechanism to keep you safe, basically. Now, this is really impacted by how also you're eating because there are foods also that can contribute to inflammation. So, if your stress is not controlled, if you're not sleeping well, your body is already worn down. So, if you're not sort of attributing and you're not sort of, complementing that with a diet that's at least keep giving you all the nutrients that you require, it's going to just get you into that point of burnout much quicker.
I actually have a follow-up question to this. Like, do you have any recommendations or certain red flags that you can tell the audience that, these are some wrong things that you could be doing with your food and lifestyle that you need to avoid, even if it is like to avoid even the most basic of cognitive dysfunction, which could be brain fog or like just
Yeah.
feeling less energetic in your brain cells
Yeah.
when you're waking up, or even anxiety and all that. So just give us some insight on that as well.
For sure. I think starting off your morning routine is something that really will matter. If you're somebody that wakes up to your phone screen and you're continuously scrolling, there itself you're doing the biggest mistake basically. It's supposed to be waking up, getting some sunlight, going into nature, moving your body in ways that you enjoy, getting a workout in that is also going to stimulate your feel good hormones, the endorphins. So the first thing is how you set up your morning routine. If you are somebody who's dealing with anxiety, depression, any kind of mental disorders, building the practice of doing some breath work, some journaling also helps.
Grounding also.
Grounding, absolutely. Like in sunlight, if you can get some grounding in, that would be great. In terms of food, staying away from any processed foods and refined sugars because, again, like they are inflammatory, they can lead to neuroinflammation, which is inflammation of the brain. You want to avoid those. You want to focus more on, wholesome, nutritious foods. Getting fiber in, that's extremely important.
Protein as well.
Protein, fiber,
Fats.
good fats, because that's what your brain cells will need.
Like a good omega-3 will really help.
Definitely. And along with that, optimum hydration as well. And focusing on sleep. I think in nowadays we've highlighted hustle culture so much, we're forgetting that prioritization of rest is also important. So getting some good quality sleep also will really play an important role in how you feel, your day-to-day mood also.
Exactly. And even like avoiding your screens before sleeping,
Absolutely.
right? That blue light really messes up with your head and your brain, right? So it's something that I've started inculcating, and I've seen a world of difference in my quality of sleep
Massive.
also. So you understand that the body gets the rest it needs. So you are able to actually recoup better and you're able to get up, with a
100%.
fresher perspective.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So tell me this, Prerna, like, are there any physical symptoms that you tend to experience if you have been dealing with chronic stress? Like, how do people actually identify that, okay, maybe chronic stress has become a problem for me? A lot of people, they don't even realize it because it's just become second nature for them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the new normal,
Exactly.
basically. A lot of them, actually. I think if you've been chronically stressed, your body goes into this, like I said, it's a burnout. So when you wake up, you don't feel the need to sort of get up and get going with your life. That feeling of there's no drive, there's no motivation to get things done. That's the first thing. At night, if you're struggling to sleep, okay, if you're taking, too long till, you've gotten to bed, but until you get some shut eye, or when you wake up and you're still feeling like you've not, feeling like you're not refreshed enough. On a day-to-day basis, I think brain fog, main thing. Even like skin health, like if you're sort of, if you have a lot of acne, that can sort of show that there's inflammation in the body. It could be because of any kind of stress that we're dealing with. For women, even hormonal imbalances will show up, if they're dealing with a lot of stress. So for different people, a lot of different symptoms can show up, but mainly it'll be just not being able to get through the, regular day's work without feeling, like it's just too tasking to get through, basically.
And in fact, we see this in a lot of our blood work that we get
Yeah.
with our clients, right? How stress becomes a major root cause for a lot of dysfunctions that start happening in
Yeah.
the body, be it thyroid, be it your infection and inflammation, of course, a lot of deficiencies. Stress becomes a
Underlying
major
factor.
root cause that
Yeah.
people don't even realize, let alone, okay, we might not even get the cortisol tested for them. They don't even realize, okay, this is
But it
becoming
shows up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, it's becoming the new normal that we're constantly in this stimulated environment for ourselves that it's okay for us to be all worked up all the time. So I actually want to now talk about what could be the underlying, system which could also be impacting your mental health. Like what could actually be impacting your mental health that we don't even realize, we don't even talk about.
Great question. The underlying system that has a very important role it plays with in connection with the nervous system is the gut. Okay, and that's our podcast. But we refer to the gut as the second brain. So, like your brain has a network of nerves, so does the gut. And they both are connected via the vagus nerve. So, this acts like a two-way street basically for signals to be passing back and forth all the time. If there are any gut issues that you're suffering from, those signals are continuously being relayed into your brain as well. And that's where your mood will get impacted. And I think everyone must have experienced this also. Like if you're feeling anxious about something, you'll feel that it'll, pit in your stomach, or you might feel nauseous sometimes. Or if
Even
you're feeling
butterflies in your stomach
so
when you're
when
excited.
you're feeling giddy and
Yeah,
excited,
yeah.
there's butterflies. So there is this constant sort of, messaging that's going on. So it's a very important connection that we sort of always miss. It's not given as much importance as it should be.
Yeah, when we in fact teach about stress in our certificate course as well, right?
Yeah.
We talk about this that you have to relate this in your own body when you're feeling stressed or when you're too excited and there's a nervous system dysregulation happening, you immediately get that feeling in your stomach, like she was saying,
Yeah.
right? In your
Gut
gut, you can
feelings.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, guys. Your gut feeling. I mean, make your gut strong so that your gut feeling is like super pointed. Like, what is it called?
On point.
On point times. Sorry.
Pointed. Sharp.
Yeah. So there's this buzzword going around, which is gut microbiome,
Yeah.
right? So we have to talk about it. Like, what makes the gut microbiome happy and healthy, and what is it actually? If you can explain that.
Right. Your gut is your entire digestive tract, and our digestive tract hosts trillions of microorganisms or bacteria, as we call it. Now, this is what encompasses your entire gut microbiome. Now, we need to have a balance between our good bacteria and the bad bacteria.
Do we need the bad bacteria though?
Yeah.
You do.
You can't have like the ideal environment of no bad bacteria, but you want the bad bacteria to not be activated at all times, because
Yeah.
that's what will cause an infection in the body. So we all have bad bacteria as well, but if your gut health is proper, if you have enough of the good guys, if you have a good lifestyle habits, good diet, etc., you're going to make sure that no infections can come on that way. So to have good enough of good bacteria, you need to have fiber. Like that's something I mentioned even earlier when you asked me about foods. But fiber basically acts as food for these good bacteria. So for your good bacteria to thrive, you require enough of fiber. We also need probiotics and prebiotics. Probiotics are a beneficial bacteria. We get this through foods like apple cider vinegar, kimchi, and even sauerkraut. And prebiotics are fiber, which feed the good bacteria. So, getting enough fruits, vegetables, and whole grain will ensure that you have a good amount of fiber in your diet as well.
So you're basically saying that your mood and your mental health symptoms can be improved by improving your gut health, right?
Absolutely. So I think we've normalized a lot of gut health symptoms, like burping after a meal or feeling bloated after a meal is very normalized nowadays, but it's actually not normal.
You're just calling out Punjabi culture now.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I mean, I love the
Personal attack.
Punjabis, but I
Yeah.
love you, Shagun. But it's very normalized, like knowing that if you've eaten a heavy meal, you're going to have acidity. So let's just take a pandy. We've normalized these things, but if you take care of your gut health, you will see such a big difference in your mood, in how active you feel throughout the day, in how much you can, how productive also you can be at work. So there is definitely a huge connection, and if you can make these small changes into your diet and lifestyle, your mood will definitely elevate.
So yeah, I agree to the fact that we've actually normalized a lot of that reflux
Yeah.
and that burping and all that. I agree. And people think कि अच्छा थोड़ी soft खाली खाने के बाद या थोड़ा walk कर लिया, so we're like
सब
optimally
ठीक है.
healthy. Yeah,
हाँ, correct.
we've taken all the steps that we can.
Ex-
So now tell me this, Prerna. Do you think that symptoms like anxiety and like brain fog and all other things, they start at the gut? Like, can they have an origination there instead of like people thinking that it's only a mental health issue?
It actually does. So, a major chunk of all your neurotransmitters, which are basically your chemical messengers that help relay messages to your brain, are produced in your gut. So, we have serotonin, which is called as a happy hormone. We have dopamine. We also have GABA. All of these are the ones that ensure that your mood is always on a high. and the neurotransmitters are produced in your gut at the first place. So if your gut is out of balance, if you're not eating healthy, if you're not getting enough sleep, if there isn't stress management, you are basically making your gut weaker, which is going to cause issues with production of these chemical messengers, and then you're going to end up with anxiety, brain fog, if not controlled for a long time, even depression.
Yeah, fair. I think gut in itself is a huge topic that we
Yeah.
can go on and on because it's her passion
It
project,
is.
and I love hearing about it and talking about it nonetheless. But I think I'll try to shift that conversation back to mental health again, right? I've heard this term very often, which is known as adrenal fatigue.
Mhm.
What is it? Like, why is everybody just saying it casually? Is it actually a factor? Is it actually a thing to be concerned about?
It is, and that's where you spoke about it being the root cause of a lot of health dysfunctions. It's what adrenal fatigue is. So basically, when I spoke about the adrenal glands producing cortisol, when you've been sort of exposed to some kind of stressful situation, or it could even be a trauma, your adrenals will support you by releasing more of that stress hormone, which is cortisol. Now, if that's not controlled in time, your body can't keep up with the amount of stress that you're feeling. So, over time, after going into high cortisol production, the cortisol production completely depletes, which is where, after being in high stress situations, later on, you're going to feel like, I just want to be in bed all day, or I'm feeling numb, or you just don't, feel driven enough to sort of get up the next day. And many people are stuck in this. We call it as the functional freeze, where, like when you've been in such high stressful situations where you've either been only fighting or, running away from situations, then comes a point where your body can't take it anymore and it just shuts down all its
It's actually a
functions.
very common, stress
Very,
response. So
very.
it's
Yeah.
so it's either fight, flight, or there's
Freeze.
also the freeze response, and there's something known as fawn response also, which I feel it's very cute, not for the body, but it's a very cute term. But yeah, so functional freeze you were talking
Yeah.
about, yeah.
So in fight, basically, you're ready to sort of fight with anybody. You don't care about the consequences. You're just trying to defend yourself. That's when you're at optimum sort of stress, where your body has released so much of cortisol. That's okay on a normal, day-to-day basis if you need to like sort of deal with an argument, etc. But you don't want to be
Acute
stuck.
stressor. Like
Yeah.
if you like if you
Yeah.
think you can win against whatever is threatening
Correct.
you,
Correct.
then it's an acute stress
That's why
response.
the hormone is there. It's for you to get through these stressful situations, but you don't want to get stuck over there. You don't want to always be in that defensive, irritated mood all the time. But the other side of it is flight, where you're like not dealing with situations very well. You're just sort of shifting them to the back of your brain, not processing it.
No
And
confrontations.
no confrontations. And I think nowadays people use so many different ways to sort of numb themselves. There's binge eating, there
Yeah.
is
The
booze
coping
numbing,
strategies, the
yeah,
bad
there's
coping
substance
strategies.
abuse, booze numbing, binge
Yeah.
watching like TV series all
Even
night.
doom scrolling.
Sorry, yeah, I'm calling you out again.
That's just on weekend, guys. But doom scrolling, that's also a fact,
Yeah.
right? People just get addicted to that scroll that they have on their
Correct.
phone and on their social medias just to give themselves
Yeah.
that superficial high that they get out of
Correct.
it.
So coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So those are the two ways that your body is at an all-time stress peak, and when your body can't deal with this anymore is when it falls into freeze, where you can just barely get through life. You're just sort of feeling very numb and dissociated. There's no real feeling, there's no real connection or like passion or just any kind of drive to get through the rest of your life. So we don't want to be stuck over there. It's not normal to be over there, which is why coming into this safe zone where you're able to deal with day-to-day stressors and not get stuck in any of these particular places that we spoke about, where you can go about your daily life dealing with the stressors, but also coming back into a place of contentment where you can feel all the good emotions, is extremely crucial, because that's how you're able to get through the rest of your life and enjoy it.
Exactly. And I actually want to say this, that we are not saying that stress is bad for your health entirely. Some of it is
It's
supposed
needed.
to,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be
Productive.
there. Right? In fact, if I look at it from an evolutionary perspective, if you remember, like when our ancestors, they used to go for that, I'm talking about the hunting age, okay? But when they used to go for hunts and all, it used to be that time needed to be like peak activation
Yeah.
time for their brain, right? Because they needed to be alert so as not to get
24/7.
hunted down.
Yeah.
Right? So, but there was a time that once they used to be back from their hunt, the whole tribe used to gather.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like rest and
yeah,
merriment and enjoyment. Yeah.
exactly. So their nervous system had a chance to actually relax.
Recuperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in today's generation, in today's time, we don't have that because we're constantly stimulated. It's actually as if you're living in a stimulated balloon.
Correct.
right? So, which is why, like I said, it's not as if stress is completely bad for your body. It's just that how do you adapt to it?
Deal with it.
Exactly. And what are the coping strategies that you're using to come out of it, right?
Correct.
And again, a disclaimer that I'm giving, we are not two professional mental health professionals that are sitting here, right? We are talking about things from the lifestyle and the nutrition perspective, because again, people tend to overlook it that a lot,
Massively. Yeah.
right? And I think both of us, I think, could be advocates for like
Yeah.
mental health because like
Um.
suffered. But I think we've also seen what difference, making certain lifestyle changes, food changes can actually bring to your mental health. And I can say it like I'm literally a living example right now of how it all switched up for me once I made all these changes. Right. So, which is why I mean, we're not advocating anything or saying that we are like
Yeah.
psychiatrists or something and come talk to us. Please don't. We have enough problems of our own. But
I can barely solve hers, and she
yeah,
has a lot.
yes, yes. So, yes. So, which is why I mean, you cannot overlook the fact that there are certain things that you can do on your own. And of course, like therapy and talking about it with a profession and all, that also counts, that also helps. But make sure that you're getting these basics right. So, for a lot of people, these basic things are so they don't even realize it. I mean, taking all the therapy in the world, maybe getting on medications also, they think that it might solve certain issues, but it won't. Till the time you're not getting your basics right, it won't. See, something as basic as getting your nutrients also corrected. Like, tell me, what are the nutrients that can actually be very important for a good mental health?
The two nutrients that I think have helped me personally, and we even give them to our clients in the first week of them joining in, is magnesium and B complex. Now, both of these are very important, raw materials that help make these neurotransmitters. So, having enough of them really ensures that, optimal amounts of neurotransmitters are circulating in your system to make you feel, good on a regular
And we
basis.
call them the essential
Yeah,
nutrients,
essential
right?
nutrients.
And I would like to add another one to the list is omega-3.
Clear oil for the inflammation that's already been
Yeah,
caused,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It's very good for your mental health. I mean, you should be taking, especially if you're not having like enough of good quality seafood and everything.
Yeah.
Do take it because it's really going to help you and you're going to see that difference in yourself. And actually, another thing that I wanted to talk about is there's a gender differentiation. Now, I'm not going to be a feminist here or anything because it does not work for us, guys. But stress is something that easily impacts us and really, really fucks up a lot of our systems as
Yeah.
well. Reproductive cycle goes for a toss. Like there's literally a biochemistry pathway that gets really messed up when your stress level is high, which is when your cortisol needs get increased in the body.
Correct.
Right. So what do you have to say about that? What's your take on that?
I think here I'll link the gut and mental health again, because a lot of like the reason that our menstrual cycle is working efficiently is when you have enough amounts of estrogen and obviously the other hormones also. But again, a lot of our estrogen is also activated in the gut by a group of microorganisms that are called the estrobolome. So again, if
I
your
love
gut
that name, Ishrobello. Mount Rebello. Continue, sorry.
So
Yeah.
if your gut is impacted because of the stress you're dealing with, again the activation of estrogen is gonna get right, and if that's obviously your menstrual cycle will get impacted. So the flow rate, your PMS symptoms, all of it will, it'll show up over there as well. So that's something that I think all the systems come together. It's your body is like a complex machine and everything is interconnected, but balancing one of them will have its impact on the others as well.
So, if we talk about this, there's also another mechanism in which like cortisol can really change our reproductive system. And this is both again for men and women. So basically, pregnenolone, which is your master sex hormone, that is what actually makes your testosterone and estrogen and all that, right? But it is also utilized in making cortisol in the body. So when you're in a high stressful environment or you're in a state of chronic stress, your body has an increased demand of that cortisol, right? And it has to make it. So what it does is it stops the pregnenolone from getting used up to making all your sex hormones, and instead the cortisol gets made, which is why you get a lot of symptoms of like low libido and PMS symptoms and infertility issues when stress could be a major factor and again often overlooked.
Yeah.
Right. So I think word to the wise, do check your stress levels, do see the ways. I mean, just introspect and see that are there any factors that are constantly leaving you stimulated or stressed because you won't even understand, but these are things that can really impact your health. It might start as subtle signs that you won't even notice, but it can lead to really serious dysfunctions, which is why we wanted to talk about this, right? But now we actually move to the most fun part of the podcast. We are over the seriousness.
Wow, dude.
Basket, but
Damn.
please take
Skills.
that.
Skills.
So that was a really cool shot. But we're gonna play another set of shots, which is gutsy
I'm
shots.
so excited.
No, you shouldn't be.
Why not?
Because I've played this before and it's not good, guys.
No, I'm
I mean,
ready.
it's-
Let's go.
It's
Time
really
to
not
shine.
good.
The only drinks I'm going to be having, so
Yeah.
may as well make
I
it
really
count.
wish you don't answer any questions and you just shine through this game, because what do we do in this game? We basically have a set of shots and the team will be asking us certain questions and we have to answer them. It's like a very sasta Dharavi version of Coffee with Karan, where you have to like buzz from your mouth.
I didn't make it to Coffee with Karan, but I'm here at Guts with Shagun Arya. Somewhere in life.
You've arrived somewhere.
Some stepping
If
stone.
not the top, it's somewhere, bro. But yeah, so we have this set of shots which will basically be given to us by the other person if we don't answer the question or if we are like late and buzzing. So
I'm so
yes,
winning
pray
this.
for us.
For me, I'm winning.
Okay. So what do we have today with us? We
This
have
looks so sus.
I hate that. It's the apple cider vinegar. It's a very
Ah.
concentrated version of it.
Probiotics.
I do not need them. Then we have again black coffee shots.
Not recommended.
If I've not mentioned this, the team is not kind to us. So they give like really concentrated versions of everything. This is again salt water, that is haldi water, and your favorite is mirchi. She loves it, guys. So I don't think it's going to be a punishment for
At
her.
all.
So I will
Easy
not give
peasy.
it to her.
I'll give it to you. That's worse, no, Baba? Ooh,
False. I said it first. I said it first. Yeah.
I couldn't think of its
It's-
sound to make.
It's false. Why would you? Ooh.
I don't know.
Like, why did musical person come into
I
it?
don't
But
know. I couldn't think
Shh,
of
let me
who its
answer.
sound
Let
to
me
make.
just get the ACV away
Ah.
from me. It's false because it's made, like she said in the podcast, 90% in the gut.
Like, so you
So-
know I was the first one who said this. That's how she knows it because I said it
Yeah,
first.
sure. Drink the apple cider vinegar.
Cheers.
Bless you. Let it burn you inside. Wait for a few minutes. And then you'll not be able to do ooh anyway. More and I'll
Wait
just
till
smell
this
everything.
mirchi comes now. Wait.
Whatever.
Wait.
Next question, please.
You finished the sentence. Let him finish the sentence.
I knew it through.
She's cheating, yeah. This is the same
I am
coffee
a
with
cheater.
Karan. Why is the same one falling again and again?
Rahul is a cheater, cheater.
You're not even. You have to finish the question and then
She's
like
such a
say
sore
song.
loser, man.
I'm not even losing. I said the answer
You're
to all of
such
this
a
in your podcast.
sore lofter. Not even a loser in your very own
I
words. You're a
literally said
lofter.
everything in your podcast. What
Let's be
nonsense.
calm. We have to show we're
Yes.
mentally sound.
Sure.
That's an ask. Yeah.
Mm.
Fine question. Sorry.
True.
He did not finish the sentence now.
Oh, I'm playing by your rules. I'm playing by your rules.
He just said
That is unfair.
host privileges.
That is unfair.
Because she cheated, I get a chance to this. What was the question?
See?
No, caffeine.
Kuch bhi.
It's not good for you mentally also.
Drink
it's not good
coffee
for
shot
you.
only. Drink the
Do
coffee
not
shot.
give me coffee. Okay, you answer it. Answer.
What is
kya- Dude,
No,
we are talking
caffeine.
about
Caffeine
mental
is
health.
caffeine is not good for your mental health because it's gonna stimulate your adrenals to produce more cortisol than is required, and for your gut health, it loosens the integrity of your gut, so it'll make you more susceptible to getting infections much faster.
Which is why I will give Shagun the coffee shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Actually, I want to give you the mirchi. Like, what happened?
Okay. Woo. Save myself. Will you have fun with me? Like cheers kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I to like
Take
mirchi.
mine. Yeah, it's honey for her.
She gave me the bigger one.
Huh, I mean, do you complain against that?
Oh, never.
Cheers.
Cheers. Mm.
It went in my nose.
Should I continue eating it or like one bite?
Sure, it's aloo bhujia for you.
Aloo bhujia is not good for health, guys. Don't eat it.
Yes. Whoa, brain is woozy.
I'm fine. Ah.
Look at
I said
Are
ah.
you belching it?
I didn't. What the hell?
The question is not registering
याद
over
रहा
here. क्या था? एक मिनट. ये वो register नहीं हो रहा भाई. Mirchi is like making me hazy.
See, that's like she's not thinking straight. It's my answer.
Why will I go?
Question क्या था?
So it's false. Gut health, I think we've spoken enough about
Enough,
it.
yeah.
It has an impact on anybody's mental health. Not even like proper mental health issues, even something as basic as brain fog and energy issues and anything, right?
Sleep issues.
So yeah, sleep issues. So it starts right from the basic, and it doesn't have to be like a diagnosed condition. Which is why you take the coffee shot. You wanted to be on Coffee with Karan, na? I told you this is the Dharavi version of it.
Chalega.
Cheers.
Anything to
Be famous.
be famous. I'll do it.
That does not
Cheers.
sound right.
Oi.
Oh, suddenly she's awake.
My
Yes.
adrenals. Wait for the question to finish.
मेरे को मिर्ची चुभ रही है भाई.
Ah.
Why was that such a
I
sad?
don't know the answer to this. That's why.
Amrish Puri जग्गा इसके अंदर.
Let me think.
You can't do that. It's a rapid fire. Take the salt.
Does it though? Like
Yeah, it does.
how?
Because your gut health, it starts from the mouth, na? From the
That's
salivary
oral-
glands.
No, gut health. That's oral microbiome.
Gut is right from the
But
the
oral
salivary glands.
microbiome है ना वो.
अरे तो gut microbiome, oral microbiome is the same human microbiome. Microbiome.
कुछ भी बोल रही है.
Which
That's
is
not
just-
the answer.
It is the answer. Yes, your gut health can impact your taste buds as well.
I think more from the messengers that will go in, right? The gut is producing. That's how you'll be able to understand. No,
No.
the taste is like.
No, the answer is yes, it can impact, and she did not give the right answer, so she will have the concentrated salt shot. Yeah. Such a fancy guest she is, huh? Wants it in a palm. though.
Obviously.
Oh, okay.
Cheers.
Yours.
Oh, that was the worst one.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought the ACV would
I
be.
hate salt.
Oh, wow. Love it. I will rub salt on your wounds now. Yeah, sorry. Last question. Hopefully.
Ah, yes.
That is again a very sad but continue. Yes, they do. Yes.
Yes.
No, explain it.
Oh, right. So, like we've spoken about in depth quite a bit, that if you have anxiety and depression, it is an indicator that there might be some kind of imbalance in your gut microbiome between the good and the bad bacteria, wherein the bad bacteria might have gotten the upper hand. So, to ensure that you have this balance, taking probiotics will really help alleviate a lot of these symptoms.
Yeah. So,
Bottoms up.
woo.
One
Cheers.
of
Cheers,
them
भाई
that I
साहब.
got. इसको तो immunity मिलेगी इससे यार. Like, how did that help in any way?
Yeah. No, you also got like good.
Hypertension and a cortisol spike
No, ACV.
and probiotics.
ACV
and
helped you, yeah.
probiotics. Fair.
Okay. So that was it from the Guts podcast. And Prerna, thank you for being such a wonderful guest and talking to us about mental health issues. Hopefully, we don't come across as mentally affected people on this podcast
Hopefully. Fingers
because
crossed.
we need people to take us seriously, right?
A little bit.
But yeah, so it's been wonderful hosting this podcast.
Thank you so
with
much for having me.
And I look forward to the next one. So, all of you, I hope you had fun listening and just wait for the next one. Until then, like, share, comment, and subscribe in the bell icon.